Well, hello and welcome to the Reformed Review. This is Pastor Kevin O'Connor from Oak Grove Baptist Church, and I promised you an unboxing. I had this come in yesterday, and I took a picture and posted it on our YouTube. The excitement that I have for this one Bible that is not a premium Bible. It's a very inexpensive Bible for the most part, but it's one that I'm really excited about. I didn't know they were making it. I had no idea about it. I saw it, I believe, on either Tim Nichols or Tim Wildsmith's page. But when I saw it, I thought, man, I need one of those in a soft cover. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open this. Got my trusty knife. This is a gift given to me by my music minister. It says blessed. It is a case knife, in case you want to know. They're not a sponsor of this channel. I don't have any sponsors. This is simply a pastor's hobby channel. Alright, let's get all this out of the way. Alright. Yeah, this is, without any fanfare, this is the King James Version of the Holy Bible with the Apocrypha. This is the 1611 version. This is not the updated version. It comes in this beautiful box that is reminiscent of old world charm, if I might say so. It says, enjoy the majestic style and rich cadence of the original King James Bible with this digitally remastered replica of the 1611 printing. Like the original, the elegant release includes additional content in the font and the old books of the Apocrypha between the Old and New Testament. It is a word-for-word reprint of the authorized version, updated Roman typeface, with the books of the Apocrypha between the testaments, drop caps at the beginning of each chapter, the original 1611 extra content, chapter summaries at the beginning of each chapter, translator's notes in the margin. And this is black leathersoft is the one I ordered. I have a reproduction of the King James Bible that I forget who published this one. I believe it's Zondervan, and it is a hardback, and it is very large, and it is still in the old English Gothic typeset. This one is very, very thick, over 2 inches, I believe. I've got my trusty ruler right here. It is over 2.5 inches thick, so it's a very thick Bible. Makes it really hard to travel with it or to use it regularly. I got this one because it, number one, it also has the Apocrypha in it, which the original King James did, and this one does not. It also is in a leathersoft, a smaller print. Boy, it is. They are in the box. It stuck this thing in here nice and hard. There we go. Now, are you ready for this? This is one reason I got this Bible. Now, first of all, you can see that black. They have the ISBN number on the back cover, which everybody complains about. I don't care, okay? I'm going to use this Bible like I'm using any other Bible, and I'm going to wear it out, okay? You can see they do have a perimeter stitch on this Bible, and I hope you're ready for this. Bam! That was part of the reason that I wanted this Bible, is the look. You can see that they have this stitched together. This is a burgundy on the black leathersoft. Very nice looking. It has some, I don't know what you call that, tool marks in here. Probably stamped in, more than likely. The spine work is really neat because this is a low budget Bible, $30, and you got spine hubs, and they are actually pretty decently made, and it's got gold gilding for the words, and it's tool lined or made to look like tool lines around the spine hubs, which is really, really neat. I love that they kept the same color in the red as they stitched this together. Really, 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 really neat. And you can tell that it is actually stitched when you open up the inside, and that paste down liner is really neat. Old world charm, looks like some of the linings that they would have had in early 1900, late 1800s Bibles. Really, really neat. You can see the line in here. See if I can get it to show you the line of where the stitching is. You can see the outline where that is stitched on there. You have your presentation page. This is very manageable compared, oh, I just threw that box on the ground. Very manageable text compared to this one. That is the main reason that I got it, because I've never wanted to study out of the great big fat one, because it's a hardback and it's very bulky. Now Zondervan did a great job of reproducing that out of photocopied. Sometimes you get a little smudging here and there because of the photocopying, but I want to show you the inside of this Bible. This is, they did great work to reproduce this in a way, and all the pictures, all the front material, the translation to the readers is all photocopied out of the original 1611. Now this Bible has been reproduced, and you can see it has all the front material of the original 1611 King James. But what I like is when you get to Genesis, and though they kept the style of the 1611, they did make a little bit of changes. They went from a Gothic typeface to a Roman, isn't that what it said? A Roman typeface? Yeah, an updated Roman typeface instead of the old Gothic typeface, which was really bright, really bold, and it kind of blurred the words together, made it a little harder to read. So this way they kept it where they could read it, and they stylized it as a 1611. They kept all the words the same spelling. The translation is the original King James translation with the original spelling, which makes it a little more fun to read because they didn't spell words exactly like we do today, and letters looked a little different than they do today. But this is a faithful reproduction of that, and I am extremely happy to have it in a compact size that I can actually use to study out of, and I'm looking forward to that. Now, when you get into the Apocrypha, which is what I wanted to look at, let's see. We're in Isaiah, Hosea, Micah. We're getting closer. Zephaniah, Malachi. Okay, so we're just ending the prophets. We're just ending the prophets of Malachi, and now we are in the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is at the end of the Old Testament. It starts with First Esdras, and then we go all the way through all the apocryphal books. And I'm not sure if they have anything in between the testaments. I believe the Zondervan edition has something in between the testaments, but we are going to find out. Okay, we are in Matthew. Here's the Apocrypha, and here's the New Testament page. This is the exact imprint, reprint of what it was in the original 1611 King James. I know that my brother, who has a pet peeve about how Bibles end, so I want to go and look and see if this has the ending that my brother is not very fond of. Now, when I say my brother, I'm talking about my twin brother. If you didn't know I had a twin, I have a twin brother. And it does in there say finished, the end. He doesn't like that some Bibles end with the end, because although the scriptures themselves have ended, he said God is still at work, and the story of redemption is still going on, and he doesn't like that it ends that way. But for the intents and purposes of someone from the Baptist faith or the Protestant faith, we understand that the canon is closed, that Scripture is finished at that point. And I enjoy the fact that it says the end or finished. Okay, that's the end of the book. I do like that it has a ribbon. It has one ribbon marker and seems to be double-sided satin ribbon. Wow, and it's pretty nice. You can't see it since, I'm not doing an overhead view today. It's a very nice gold ribbon. Goes with it. I think it contrasts off of the black very well. I think it matches the gold gilding, the gold stitching. I mean, you're pretty well laid out with a really neat version of the 1611 King James Bible. And look, there is a gold gilded line on the inside, on the front and the back, in the front and the back, excuse me. Really excited about this Bible. I'm not doing a quote unquote review of it today. We walked through a few of the things that it has in it. It is a very, very I'm very excited about this Bible. I've always wanted to study out of the original King James, but I did not want to study out of this big old 2.5 over 2.5 inch book. This was a gift to me from a lady at a church in Kansas. As a matter of fact, I am not sure if this one has the Apocrypha or not. I want to look at that because I said it didn't, but I'd hate to tell you that it doesn't and then be wrong, but I'm almost certain it doesn't. So yeah, there's the end of Malachi in this one, and there's the beginning of the New Testament. This is impractical for study. This is very practical for study. I can use this, I can study in it, I can make all the highlights and marks and notes that I want, and I can keep this one on the shelf where it was as a reference, as a way to, I guess, a shelf marker of this Bible, a faithful reproduction that is basically an heirloom that I'm going to give my kids when I'm gone. But it was given to me. Really like this Bible is 400th anniversary edition of the Holy Bible, the 1611 King James. I don't think it's as faithful to the King James tradition by leaving the Apocrypha out. Now, I know that the original 1611 had the Apocrypha. The Anglican Church used the Apocrypha. They did not consider it. They considered it historic. They considered it not part of the canon, but useful in study and in understanding. the scriptures. So very interesting. I like having this Bible. If you don't have one, I mean, the retail on the box says $49.99. I think I paid $34 or something like that for this Bible, and that's really, really, really cheap. And for what you're getting, the way it looks, getting the actual reprint and update of the font in the original 1611 with all the words being spelled the way they were. You get the historicity of it. You get to see how language developed from the actual 1611 edition to the, I believe we're reading the 1779 edition if we're, still reading King James Bible. So it's interesting to see that and to go over it. I was really excited about this Bible. Next time we're going to go ahead and get another hardback off of the shelf to review. But I wanted to show you this purchase. It's not a gigantic, look at my new rebind or look at my new premium Bible. It's, hey, look at how cool you can get a cheap Bible that's made well, spine hubs, stitching, you've got nice paste down liner, and you have a faithful reprinting of the 1611. Pretty nice ribbon marker. You do have gold gilding even. I mean, this is a nice Bible. You got black head and tail bands. There's nothing to scoff at for $34 for this Bible. I believe it's worth it. I believe that it's going to be something that I enjoy using and making reference to what my present King James Bible, how it words it and how these word it. It's only going to be spelling differences. I realize that. But also, it gives me a great lens to see the growth of the English language from 1611 to what we're reading even today. There are modern translations that come from the Textus Receptus line, the RSV, the New King James, the ESV comes out of the RSV, and I realize they use the eclectic text. They use everything, all the documents, the newer documents as well, and it's fine. But they still come from that stream, so we're looking at the advancement of the English language, and even the MEV, which I'm not a huge fan of, comes from that Textus Receptus line. I thought you'd like seeing this Bible. I was excited to get it. I'm excited to take it home and compare and do some study out of this. And it also has all the preliminary information at the front of this Bible with the what do you call it? Oh goodness, let me see what they call it. After your translation to the readers, you get, let's see, your dates of reading. It's your earliest example of a reading plan. Okay, this is following the obviously holy days throughout each month and the readings for each of those. You get an almanac for the year. You get tables of weights and measures. You also get proper lessons to be read for morning and evening prayers. You get proper psalms for certain days. There's to be observance for holy days. And then you get into the book of Moses. The one thing that it does not have that this book has, which is very, very cool, I think, is it does not have the lists of genealogies going all the way to Christ. Okay, so here's the genealogies of the Holy Scriptures, and it starts with God creating Adam and Eve, and it goes all the way down throughout history. You get the line of Seth down to Noah. You get the line of Noah down to oh goodness, the Gomer, Magog, Madai, Tubal. You get all of that. You get the line of Shem right here. There's Japheth, there's Shem, and I believe they put Ham's in here. Yep, Ham's is in here. And then Canaan's line, Terah's line, Abraham's line, Lot, Esau, Jacob. Yeah, it is just really neat. You get page after page after page in this edition of the genealogies. Now, you don't have that in here, which would be the only really knock that I would give it, is that it doesn't have those. But that's not a deal breaker. The scriptures are the part I wanted. I like that there's spots for notes in the old King James. I like the fact that there's space in the margins to write things. I'm really excited to use this Bible. If you don't have one of these Bibles, Thomas Nelson has the King James Version 1611 edition with the Apocrypha. Go out and get you one. I don't think they're making them in premium leather right now. It's only in leathersoft, so they're all inexpensive. So go get you one. I encourage you to do so, and I'm excited about this, and I hope you are too. Till then, God bless you.